thousands have posited that life might have come here from aliens, including the co-discoverer of DNA, Francis Crick. I can't believe you've never heard of this theory.
Panspermia. It's a fascinating idea.
Yeah, but do you agree with me that they're only punting because if biological life is so complex that it couldn't evolve here on such a hospitable planet, then why would it evolve somewhere else? You got the same problems there as here. Don't you agree they're just punting?
Well, first of all, the argument, there's no one I know who says that there's any evidence that life is too complicated to have evolved here. But one of the arguments for why it might have evolved elsewhere is our sun and Earth are relatively young. Earth is 4.55 billion years old. The galaxy is 12 billion years old. There are many stars and solar systems that are far older than our solar system. That an additional 7 billion years of potential evolution.
But I just want, so I think that it's hard to know. I don't know if Craig wants to add to it, but I would also say, I guess because of what Paul said, that it would be a bigger surprise, and you talked about looking for life on Mars, but it'd be a bigger surprise to go to Mars and find it wasn't our cousins. Just because the planets have polluted each other, and it would be stuff from Earth has gone there, although it's harder, and stuff from there has come here. So if life can easily survive the voyage, which microbial life can, it'd be amazing to discover life on Mars that wasn't our cousin, I think.
So does anybody have a perspective on the directed panspermia hypothesis that Francis Crick and Leslie Orgel did? I mean, where did life begin on Earth? I mean, did it come from somewhere else? What's the general opinion at this point? Richard, do you have a thought on that?
Well, I think that Francis Crick and Leslie Orgel's directed panspermia was largely tongue-in-cheek, but I think they wanted to make the point that if indeed, as at the time was thought, the origin of life on this planet was a very difficult problem, then you could, as it were, spread the problem out by saying it could happen anywhere else. I mean, directed panspermia, in case anyone doesn't know, it's the idea that a civilization elsewhere in the universe tried to propagate its form of life and put its form of life into the nose cone of a rocket and shot it off, and it happened to land here. The universe is an awfully big place, and the chance of a rocket happening to hit one planet rather than just whizzing by all of them is pretty low. I don't think they ever thought it was a serious. I think it was kind of tongue-in-cheek to make a point.
Chris?
But I think Richard's right. The directed panspermia maybe was tongue-in-cheek, but the notion that life could be ejected, like Lawrence was saying, by natural processes and spread, which is just called regular panspermia, is getting more serious attention now because as we study early life, it's looking more and more like life appears very early in Earth history at a very complete and complex level already. It seems like Athena springing from the head of Zeus fully formed. It's really quite a mystery, and it's forced some people to think, well, maybe it didn't develop here. It came here and landed here, and that's why we get this impression of incredible development and complexity so early. But the notion that life could be ejected, like Lawrence was saying, by natural processes and spread, which is just called regular panspermia, is getting more serious attention now because as we study early life, it's looking more and more like life appears very early in Earth history at a very complete and complex level already. It seems like Athena springing from the head of Zeus fully formed. It's really quite a mystery, and it's forced some people to think, well, maybe it didn't develop here. It came here and landed here. And that's why we get this impression of incredible development and complexity so early.